This is part 2, episode 159. According to your request, we've built an ancient castle surrounding the area. We've been watching it very strictly. Shushin emphasized, that place is indeed very dangerous, even though our slave guards have been incredibly careful and serious in guarding it. The poisonous gas emitted from the mother nest has still killed 3 of our guards over these years. Luo Feng nodded. Bug Clan mother nest, it was a time bomb. Bug Clan mother nest. Dylan was shocked. Is it a living one? With the queen within? Right? Luo Feng smiled and nodded. You've struck gold, your majesty has struck gold. Dylan complimented. Not much, I've searched on its information, this one should only be sector lord level. Luo Feng said. Dylan replied, even a sector lord level bug clan mother nest can produce large amounts of bug warriors, and this mother nest is alive. If it were sold in the universe, it'll definitely be able to fetch in over 1 million mixed elements. However, controlling it is extremely difficult. Catching a live mother nest was extremely hard. Controlling it was extremely hard too. However, should one manage to fully control one, then that was pure power. Even a mother nest that could at most produce sector lord level bug warriors, the moment it created sector lord army. With the numbers overwhelming, even an undying would have to dodge. An undying mother nest was even more terrifying. Every bug warrior at the undying level, that was simply a nightmare. Bug Clan. It relied on these terrifying characteristics to dominate the universe and become one of the pinnacle races. Tomorrow, I'll prepare to go see the mother nest. Luo Feng exclaimed. Anytime is fine. Shushin nodded. Be careful, Dad. Luo Ping said. Haha, relax, even if it weren't in the comatose state, I would have the guarantee of surviving, much less now. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed with anticipation. Bug Clan mother nest, since he joined the virtual universe company, he had been keeping it at the back of his head. His teacher, Hu Yangbo, had no way to control this mother nest, however, the virtual universe company should. After all, among humanity, there were exchanges and auctions of the mother nests. This was also why Dylan could swiftly report a price. If there were deals on it, there would definitely be a way to control it. However, when Luo Feng was in the absolute beginning region, he didn't manage to find any such information. And after he became a primal region member, his authority grew, and he managed to find it finally. To control a bug clan mother nest, of humanity's long history, within the 1008 universe countries, there were a total of 29 control techniques, all extremely difficult. These 29 techniques, some were obviously similar to the soul imprint Hu Yangbo created. However, the soul imprint within the slaves was still very unique. 29 techniques. They all had different requirements. Some of that required an undying to be able to control a sector lord level bug clan mother nest. Some required a universe country leader to control an undying level mother nest. Some techniques only required a sector lord to control a sector lord level mother nest. Similarly, the harder the training, the higher the price. Before I accepted the demon note inheritance, I would probably not even have a guarantee to control the sector lord level mother nest. Luo Feng thought, however, after receiving it, with my spirit energy amplitude up over 3,200 times, this is akin to many undyings who've gone to receive the inheritance. Many undyings end their inheritance at the end of the first part. Undyings able to go there were normally official level or emperor level. These beings, after receiving the inheritance, would normally only raise their amplitude to about 3,000 times. It could be seen. 3,000 times the spirit energy amplitude, this was already absurd. With my amplitude this high, it fits the 10,000 mind control technique of the 29. The hardest requirement of this is the need to do many things at once. The highest level requires me to do 10,000 things at once. Luo Feng thought, when I reach the sector lord level, I'll be able to use this 10,000 mind control to completely control that mother nest. However, when that time comes, I'll have to spend a huge amount of points to buy the technique. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. As long as I can control a mother nest, all this will be worth it. Controlling a mother nest and nurturing it, the investment rewards would be shocking. However, Luo Feng was anticipating putting more into nurturing it. The best was to hopefully control an undying mother nest. That would be crazy. However, he understood also that those mother nests were extremely rare within the entire bug clan. The chances of evolution were even harder than the golden horned beast breaking through to undying by thousands to tens of thousands of times. I cannot hope for too much. To even control a normal mother nest is already incredible and powerful. Creating a Sector Lord bug army, with its combined attack, he. Luo Feng was excited. The bug army could react accordingly to the Queen's spirit energy, and become one body, countless bug attacks combining into one. A trillion-strong bug army acting as one, that was heavenly. This was the power of the bug clan. After training for a few decades on Earth, I'll break through to Sector Lord. When that time comes, I'll train the 10,000 mind control technique, and when that's done, my strength should almost be ready to control that mother nest. Luo Feng couldn't wait. After all, at Sector Lord level, my internal world will go through an absolute change, and I'll be able to put life in. Before the golden horned beast became Sector Lord level, putting any life forms in would automatically be digested, and if that wasn't possible, the internal world would crumble. Sector Lord level. Internal world. It was akin to a human Sector Lord's internal world, able to hold life forms within. The only difference was, the internal world of a golden horned beast was extremely vast. Placing the bug clan mother nest into the internal world, who knows if it'll be digested? Luo Feng thought, and when my internal world is even bigger than, it'll be extremely suitable for the mother nest to produce large amounts of bug soldiers. It can prepare a large amount and release all of them at the critical moment. Luo Ping and Luo Hai both went to rest. Luo Feng and Shushin returned back to their quarters. On the bed, Shushin hugged Luo Feng and said softly, "Feng, I have something to tell you." "What?" Luo Feng stroked his wife's long hair. "You should have realized that there are huge changes on Earth since you left," Shushin said, "and this remodeling completely relied on our Luo family's wealth." Luo Feng nodded. That was normal. If the Luo family didn't supply the money, who would? During the remodeling, as it was on a large scale, we dug up deep grounds, mountain paths, etc. We discovered a few special items on Earth. Shushin smiled. These items, some were items left during the civilization back then. We've studied many of them. However, there's one item that we haven't been able to fully understand. Ah? Luo Feng was shocked. Earth was governed by the universe country a long time ago. It was only after Hu Yangbo took over later and placed his space technique. Hence there were naturally some items left behind. However, the Luo family now was incredibly powerful. Items they weren't able to study were extremely rare. This item, temperatures as high as the sun's cannot even harm it. We initially started studying it carefully, but we got more daring as it went on. However, we weren't able to damage it at all. This item is at least F-grade material. However, it's definitely something else, not some other F-grade metal we can find in the virtual universe. Luo Feng was shocked. At least F-grade metal hardness. And it's not a F-grade metal. F-grade alloy. In the vast universe, with regards to alloys, it could be explained like that. 1. The highest an alloy could go to was E-grade. Indeed. 2. Super E-grade alloys existed, indeed. They seem to contradict each other. In truth, they have to be explained from different angles. In the vast universe, the highest grade any race can create of an alloy was E-grade. Only the automaton race have the ability to create super alloys. However, the living AIS, after they become undying and meld with the alloys in their body, it causes their alloy body to evolve and become super E-grade alloys. Meaning, the super E-grade alloys in the universe are actually only one kind, undying automaton bodies. And accurately speaking, the automaton clan actually has no way to create them. That thing looks just like a block, Shushin said, a very small board. That item. Where is it? Luo Feng asked. The automaton body should be one full body, not a board. It's been placed in the family's number 1 treasure trove, Shushin said. Number 1 treasure trove, so it's on Earth. Luo Feng couldn't wait. Bring me there. The ancient families would all have a few treasure troves about, for in case the family were ever to fall, it could rebuild, and these treasure troves, some were stored in the banks, others in inconspicuous mineral planets in the universe. Luo family had 12 treasure troves. Only number 1 was on Earth. The other items in this treasure trove aren't too valuable. Together, they only add up to about 10 mixed elements or so. Shushin walked in the underground path. The two sides were filled with lights. The ceiling had other hidden mechanisms, all Shushin could purchase with her virtual universe company core member status. Only that metal board has been hard to price. The treasure trove metal door opened automatically. That's it. Shushin retrieved the board. Luo Feng glanced at it. This was a pure black metal board. There were even some engravings on the surface. The only thing was that this board should have been broken off from a larger piece. The engravings are very normal. Shushin said, we didn't discover anything special, however. This broken board isn't of any F-grade metal we could find, and there's no way to damage it. And according to the soil around it where we found it, this broken board should at least be over 600 million years old, however it has no sign of decay at all. Luo Feng received the board curiously, with a touch. He was shocked, so light. This board, as it was broken before, had 6 edges, the longest with a length of 11.2 centimeters, the shortest at 3.1 centimeters. Obviously it was a palm-sized black metal board. However, the weight was akin to a pencil. Luo Feng carefully examined the peculiar metal board that was discovered on Earth. Rubbing the palm-sized black metal in his hand, it was cold and slippery, almost like touching a piece of jade. Feng, do you have any clue just what this black metal is? Shushin asked. Luo Feng gently shook his head. Since he had never seen this black metal, even within the huge inherited memories of the golden horned beast, he had seriously studied the F-grade and G-grade metals before. However, there wasn't such a metal within the memories at all. Barbata, do you know about this? Luo Feng asked within. I've already scanned it and the scan wasn't able to get any information. There's no way to penetrate it. This is a black metal I've never seen before. Barbata said with curiosity, within Luo Feng's consciousness. Luo Feng suddenly used both hands to hold the board. His eyes gleamed and he fiercely used his strength. As a Domain Lord level 9 warrior, he could easily destroy a life planet. However, his powerful force didn't even have any effect on the small metal board. It was almost as though Luo Feng's strength was like an ant trying to shake a tree. What a strange metal. Luo Feng frowned curiously. Let's return home. Luo Feng brought his wife and left the treasure trove. On the balcony of the bedroom, Luo Feng sat there silently. It was already about 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. The moon shone brightly in the sky. The cool chilly night breeze blew through the windows. With my authority right now, I'm able to search for many mysterious items and materials in the virtual universe company. I've mostly seen everything once before. And within the golden horned beast memories, there are many other special metals etc. I've seen that too. Luo Feng rubbed the blackboard in his hand. However, there's no information on this at all. There must be something. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. He was very clear. Even though his position was high, just within humanity itself, there were many much higher than him. Even though his primal region member position seemed powerful, above him were the Emperor level Undyings, and his teacher Tru Yang's authority was even higher than the normal Emperor level Undyings. And above him were the universe country leaders. Anyway, even though amongst the 1008 universe countries of humanity, he was considered higher up, it wasn't the true upper echelon. The information he knew naturally was little. However, I can't even find this in the golden horned beast memories. Then this metal must really be very special. Luo Feng couldn't help but stare. It was a treasure. A definite treasure. The engravings on this broken black metal board surface, why does it look so normal? Luo Feng stared at it. With his vision, he could analyze things through the superficial level down to even the cell level. However, even so, he couldn't find anything special. Since I can't see it visibly, I'll try using spirit energy to scan it properly. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Formless, colorless, incredibly thin gentle threads of spirit energy gently scanned the board. Luo Feng's expression changed, revealing a look of surprise. Ha ha. So it's that way, it's really special. Joyful surprise filled his gaze. As he scanned it with his spirit energy, his energy threads didn't go through the metal board at all, almost like air above it. It however scanned the interior of the board, and he could feel the many layers of obstruction. This metal has a definite effect of blocking spirit energy. Luo Feng was incredibly excited. However, my energy scan feels like it's floating through air with this metal. Maybe it isn't a metal board, but a material that's incredibly sturdy. Or maybe it's a very special kind of metal. Anyway, I have to use spirit energy to invade it. What's inside? Luo Feng controlled his spirit energy. Hundreds of spirit threads acted like needles piercing through the interior of the board, the many layers of obstruction, working hard at going all the way in. After a while, Luo Feng's expression changed slightly. He felt his spirit energy couldn't go any deeper. I can't pierce through. I don't believe this. He squinted. Within his internal world, In the vast continent, that mountain range like golden horned beast raised its head and let out a huge roar. Simultaneously the engravings on the four horns on its head lit up. Natural ability strengthen. It wasn't simply strengthening the physical body of the beast, but even its soul, the soul within the core was strengthened too. Go. On the balcony, Luo Feng's gaze was like lightning. His earth body was currently Domain Lord level 9, and the golden horned beast was also Domain Lord level 9. Since they were the same level, the soul within the core could withstand the strengthened spirit energy from within. His earth body wouldn't crumble from the power. If his human body was only universe level 9, he would be unable to use the spirit energy of the core. As the difference was too huge, his human body would be able to take it. Normally, if the difference was between 2 to 3 levels, the body could withstand it. With the power of origin laws and increase in strength, Luo Feng immediately managed to pierce through even deeper into the black metal board. Rumble. My child. A faint resonating voice resounded within Luo Feng's mind. Immediately his consciousness was dragged into that illusion. After a while, Luo Feng's body, which was sitting on the balcony, suddenly jolted, his expression struggling. He gritted his teeth and opened his eyes fiercely. Damn, I've never encountered such an illusion. Luo Feng's head was filled with perspiration. This was the most peculiar illusion he had ever come across. Unlike the illusion techniques of humanity, they would normally be directed towards one's heart and desires, character, etc., making them fall in and unable to break free. This illusion, however, was one that purely bullied the person. With that voice resonating, the many illusions that were created from it, as Luo Feng broke through one, more would appear. This resulted in Luo Feng constantly breaking through the many illusions, with more and more being generated from it, making him fall into an endless nightmare. I broke through close to 10,000 illusions. Finally the endless illusions began to crumble. Luo Feng took a deep breath. His spirit energy continued to search deep in the black metal board. Suddenly words and information began to enter through his spirit energy. After a while, the words and information ended. This is actually an inheritance storage item. Luo Feng rubbed the metal board curiously. These words are Chinese characters, yet I don't recognize them at all. Many Chinese characters. There were a total of 36,923 words. It was a pity he didn't recognize a single one. It kind of feels like ancient words from ancient China, yet it isn't. His consciousness calculation speed was shocking. He had some understanding of the mysterious ancient words of China, and the words from this board seemed like them, yet wasn't completely like it. Barbata. Luo Feng shouted. Found something? Barbata asked. Do you recognize these words? Luo Feng found a complicated character from within, a total of 92 strokes, and wrote it in mid-air. This. Barbata was shocked. This is a word from the Flame God race. Flame God race. Luo Feng was shocked. He quickly searched through the memories of the golden horned beast and found some records of the Flame God race. The Flame God race was one of the trillions of races in the vast universe, a powerful race that shouldn't be messed with. Even though his inherited memories of it were very few, it strongly warned that they shouldn't be messed with. Barbata, how much do you know about the Flame God race? Luo Feng asked. When I was with the master, I had never even heard of them. Barbata said, however, after you became a Primal Region member, as your assistant, I can definitely help search through the networks. Hence, with your authority, I've searched up on lots of information and stored them within. Luo Feng laughed. While he was training, usually, Barbata would be bored and thus study and go through information available. Tell me about the Flame God race. Luo Feng asked. The races that are able to survive in the trillions of others in the universe are all not to be underestimated. Barbata began to explain. Of course, humans, bug clans, automaton, demons, etc. all belong to the pinnacle races. These races stand above the rest and have terrifying power. Like the bug clan, it's incredibly united, they think as one. And the powerful mother nest is able to create undying soldiers. Endless armies of bugs. Any mother nest can easily dominate a star field. The automaton race, every one of them is a living AI, and the higher level they are, the more terrifying. Just their advanced weapons alone can be used to kill undyings. Humanity, every one of them can be trained and grown to be strong. Plus their numbers are huge. With that, they can produce many geniuses and nurture many absolute warriors that can dominate the universe. Barbata said, maybe in terms of one body, they cannot compare to the bug clan pinnacle fighters, or the automaton pinnacle warriors. however they have huge powerful numbers. Anyway, the pinnacle races usually have two strengths. One is powerful force, the second is that they have their own techniques like bug clan, automaton, and human techniques. Other than the pinnacle races, there are others that are small in numbers, but still extremely powerful. Hence they have a definite position in the universe. Their position may be high or low. Barbata said, a few weaker races have long become subservient, or already been swallowed. The Flame God race is one of the powerful mysterious races. They are few in numbers, hence the territory they own isn't big. And because they have many absolute beings, plus their territories isn't too huge, hence even humans and the bug clans, the other pinnacle races do not wish to mess with them. They cannot bear the losses. Luo Feng nodded, from the inherited memories he had. The races could broadly be separated into pinnacle races, powerful races, normal races and weak races. Humans belonged to the pinnacle races. The Flame God race belonged to the powerful races. The Golden Horned Beast race. It was slightly weaker than the Flame God race, mainly because its numbers were simply too few. One elephant, compared to 100 million ants, there was no doubt the ants were stronger. The character you wrote earlier was one of the Flame God race. Barbata said, they have a very ancient history, they probably existed back when the universe was first born, and this black metal board has actually been on Earth for about 600 million years, from that, we can understand their history exceeds 600 million years. But how did the Flame God race have such special metal? Luo Feng thought, even in my inherited memories, or with my authority, I'm unable to find any such information on this metal in the virtual universe network. Firstly, Luo Feng, you have to understand that your inherited memories are the work of generations of golden horned beasts willingly passing down their knowledge through the bloodline, hence you can receive it. Some extra mysterious information they may not leave behind. Luo Feng was stunned. Right? Secondly, as the Flame God race is a strong race, even with their small numbers, they are still a strong race. Then, to them, destroying a universe country is still easy. Barbata said. They are strong and mysterious, with very little contact with the outside world. Every race has their own unique things. What do you know about them? Barbata said, while the words and information in this board is of the Flame God race, it doesn't mean it's an item of theirs. After all, there are many beings that actually know the characters and words of the race. Luo Feng nodded. The easiest method is to first learn the language and then translate it. Wouldn't you know it after? Barbata said. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed and nodded. The Flame God race language had similarities with Chinese. They all used pretty similar characters, and all of the characters in the Flame God race ancient language added up to only about 10,000 words. It was similar to Chinese, while if all the ancient Chinese characters were added up would maybe be quite a lot, in truth, many had been discarded, the ones usually used were only that few thousand. A few thousand words, forming an entire language and culture. The characters of the Flame God race, with Luo Feng's consciousness memory, just seeing it once allowed him to completely memorize them. What a simple and mysterious language, so close to Chinese. Luo Feng thought as he began to decipher the information within the black metal board. The details were 9 levels. The flesh and blood life form is mainly the body and the soul, the two are equally important. This manual specializes in remodeling the body, changing the essence of the physical body, causing it to change from within and evolve. There were 829 words after. The training is very dangerous, every one of the 9 levels, failure will result in the soul and body crumbling, immediate death. The first level. 31,231 words after. The second level. 92 words after. The third level. 71 words after. The ninth level. 1,292 words after. This should be a very mysterious and secret training manual, a total of over 30,000 words. It wasn't complete though. Even the words within were missing parts. The name had 4 words, only the 2 were legible, the other 2 were unknown. Damn. According to the details of the front part, there's a total of 9 levels in this manual. After translating, the first manual is complete, the others aren't. Luo Feng held onto the broken black metal board, it was incomplete. Hence the information within was incomplete too. However, from the looks of it, it held within the front part of the entire manual. However, just from looking at it alone, Luo Feng was shocked, because it was completely unlike any technique he had ever come across, many techniques used the origin laws and battle techniques. Just like deities of the world, it only allowed one to change one's size and condense one's power. Luo Feng had never heard of evolving one's body from within. The evolution of the physical body, it can only happen that many times, from student level to star traveler to star level to universe level to domain lord to sector lord. Luo Feng thought, and only through these breakthroughs will one's body evolve. And from level 1 to 9, it's simply strengthening. However, according to this technique, even after one reaches sector lord pinnacle, as long as they train in this, they can force their body to evolve further. Luo Feng found it hard to believe. Physical evolution. Soul evolution. These were natural things that happened at the breakthroughs, the theory and physics. Luo Feng didn't know himself, it was purely the movement of the origin laws of the universe. Just like how the universe had set the rules, the soul's limit was 1,000 eras, the great limit for the star traveler, star, universe and domain lord level. The limit of the lifespan, one of the laws of the universe. The evolution of the body was also one of the laws. The highest speed in the universe was light speed, this was one of the laws too. This manual actually exceeds the universe laws. Luo Feng felt his heart skip a beat, he squinted, the words of the manual translating within his mind. The name of the manual was incomplete, hence he simply left it nameless. The Nameless Manual. Evolving the physical body. Even at Domain Lord Level 9, or Sector Lord Level 9, one can still trigger evolution within the physical body. Luo Feng thought, this is unbelievable. Many people train till the Sector Lord Level 9 and their bodies are already at the peak, unable to evolve further. Even the golden horned beasts deities of the world only condenses the body and strength. It doesn't cause any actual change to the body. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Genetic change. Blood river energy. I remember the moment I trigger the blood river energy, the golden horned beast's genes within its right claw etc. will all swiftly change. Just the right claw alone is akin to 10 times the body's strength. Luo Feng though, the golden horned beast's body was huge, the right claw alone would normally not even be a tenth of its full strength. But with the blood river energy, it was 10 times the entire right claw. This level of genetic change, how terrifying was it? Outside the window, the sky was shimmering. Luo Feng cleared his throat as he sat on the balcony, he was filled with a fear he never felt before. Right? Fear. Even after studying the 9 Universe Primal Chaos Tablet, with the time-space scribbles, these are all guidance in comprehension of the universe origin laws, and comprehending the laws are within the laws of the universe. Luo Feng thought, I've never heard of going against the laws, this is simply. The undying beings are all masters of the universe laws, they are unable to evolve their bodies further. If they knew of such a heavenly technique, allowing one to evolve their body after reaching its limits, I'm afraid they would fight madly to come grab it. Luo Feng squinted, of course my position within humanity itself is high, and yet low, I haven't exactly touched the true upper echelon of humanity. Humanity, one of the pinnacle races. Those absolute beings that stood at the pinnacle of humanity had many resources, many of which already monopolized, like the blood river crystals and the slots for the demon note inheritance etc. Anyway, for Luo Feng, this little punk, there were many things he could never acquire. I dare say that this manual that triggers evolution in the body past the laws of the universe, is incredibly valuable. No matter what, I definitely cannot reveal it. Luo Feng thought. This manual would make the universe jealous. The total of 9 levels, failure in every level would result in the soul and body crumbling into ashes. Success would mean genetic evolution. Failure would result in the core itself crumbling. It was very peculiar and terrifying. The next day, early in the morning, Luo Feng first went to Shenongjia to look at the mother nest, after which he told his guard team he would be immersed in training, leaving Dylan in charge of the remodeling of Earth. Within his family's secret room, the empty secret room had nothing but a row of weapons. Luo Feng sat there cross-legged. Luo Feng threw his blade into the rack of weapons. He glanced at the blood shadow blade. Right now my Mosha clansman has taken on the form of the blood shadow blade, and the core lies within it. No matter what happens, my life core is within the Mosha body. No matter how my earth body trains and even if it's destroyed, I can still rebuild the body. This manual's technique was terrifying. However, Luo Feng happened to be one of the very few in the universe that had no fear for his life. The training of this manual required the soul ball and genetic energy ball as the two cores, releasing spirit energy and genetic energy to permeate constantly throughout every cell in the body, causing the soul and genetic energy ball and the body, the three, to find balance, before beginning the training to evolve genetically. The moment he failed, the three would crumble. Body, genetic and spirit energy, the three would turn to ashes. If it were a normal flesh and blood life form, the moment the genetic and spirit energy balls turned to ashes, that would be death without a doubt. However, this genetic and spirit energy crystal balls aren't too important to me. They can only be considered as energy. Luo Feng thought, if I fail, it's no big deal. I'll just have to gather energy to reform the body. Exhale. Inhale. Luo Feng took a deep breath, and the strong gale resulted in a hurricane within the 10 wide spacious room. Finally, he closed his eyes and the 30,000 words of the nameless manual appeared in his mind. Then he began the training. A whirling spirit energy ball that represented his soul flew straight into his brain's consciousness position. A genetic energy crystal ball stayed as his dantian. The three. As one. Immediately the two balls simultaneously shot out 720 energy threads, swiftly piercing through his body's 720 vital points. The body as the universe, rise. Rumble. The two balls shook violently and once again shot out 36,000 threads that swiftly entered every part of his body. The blur of energy threads pierced through every side of his body, almost like a brand new channel of energy, allowing the genetic and spirit energy balls to condense like never before. The three formed a perfect balance, almost like the revolution of the universe, threads of energy following the 72,000 threads, 1,440 main threads that coursed throughout his body. Incomparably perfect. Part 2 end here.